Hey ladies, Victoria here with Age Well with a Healthy Lifestyle. So, I interact with a lot of women online, and I see women, my group, I see women in my group, and I see women outside my group who talk about sciatica and pain. They'll say, I used to be able to walk, like they'd be a walker for for exercise, fitness, whatever, and they say they can't do it anymore. It's too painful. They have sciatica and they can't get rid of it. So I've got to tell you, true confession, I ended up with sciatica in January of 2022. And I was paralyzed by it. I mean, literally, I could not walk 3 steps without it seizing up and me just being frozen in place because the pain was so severe. It was all the way down my hip, all the way down to literally my foot. So I want to tell you the sequence that I did that got rid of my sciatica. Before I tell you the sequence, I want to say 2 things. First off, it is well worth it. It is so worth it to get rid of it, okay? Do what you have to do to get rid of it. Get your life back. And secondly, it is not a quick fix. If you get a quick fix out of this, I'll be elated for you, okay? It took me about 5 months. But I wanted to tell you the path that I took because it was worth it to me. I would still be doing it if I had to, right? I mean, I'm not going to say, well, too bad. I guess I'll never walk again. I guess I'll be in poor health. I just could not be that person, and I don't want you to have to be that person either. So I want to share what I did. It's not medically proven. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm a woman like you that's over 60 at this point, and I ended up with sciatica, and it was amazing because it just didn't make sense to me. So the first thing I did, I called my doctor. I'm like, oh my gosh, I woke up, I've got this thing, and she's like, okay, so she told me a couple of whatever, Motrin or something, she said, take that for about a week and see if it gets better. And don't walk. Don't walk. She knew that I do like to walk. And she said, don't walk. She goes, if you walk, walk flat. Do not go up any hills. And I'm like, okay, well, I live in a city where there's nothing but hills. So I managed to find a route that was flat. And I couldn't do it right away, ladies. I'm telling you, I could take 3 steps. And then one day I'd get out of bed and I would say, oh, it's getting better. I can take 7. Well, the next day it'd be back to 2 steps. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, my doctor first. Then she referred me to an orthopedic surgeon. Go there. They take X-rays. Give me the story that this is common. It happens to older people. Usually it's older people who have more weight on them. That are heavier. And so we don't know why you got it. Kind of thing. But anyway, X-rays, and then they gave me the solutions, which is come back in a little bit, and if it's not gone away, then we will possibly do surgery and get real. Okay, it's sciatica. I'm thinking, really? You're going to cut me open and what? I don't know what you're going to do. She said, we'll talk about it if we get there, so I don't really know. But the point is, she did give me some physical therapy some classes, whatever you call it, sessions. So I did go to physical therapy, and twice a week, got some exercises and went there twice a week, and I did them when I wasn't there, I did them every other day or something like that. I think it was every other day that I was doing them. Okay, in the meantime, that's not all. In the meantime, I would have paid a witch doctor, okay? I mean, I would have paid anything to get this sciatica gone and get my life back. So in the meantime, I went to a chiropractor at the same time I was going to the OT. I thought, like I said, a witch doctor. I mean, not that a chiropractor is a witch doctor, but I was going to anybody. And so I thought, I'll go to the chiropractor. So I'd never been to a chiropractor in my life, but I went to the chiropractor and he did his magic on me, and it would feel so much better. When I was driving there, the pain was so severe I could barely drive my car. I'm serious. I would be almost in tears driving there. But then when I would leave, I'd be like, oh, this is great. I can drive. By the time, an hour was up, I'm back to the, like that. So anyway, but it's okay. I mean, I could have kept going to the chiropractor, but I figure, okay, well, right now I'm in PT, and I'll wait to see what happens here, and then if I need to keep going to the chiropractor, I will. So I did 3 sessions with the chiropractor, in the meantime, when I was there, he had a massage gun, and he would take it. He would say, "Move your leg," like walk. Ladies, I did all this. So I would be walking, and I would turn. He would turn this on while I was walking, and he would just kind of follow me around. Put it in my back, just put it in my back and move it around my hips. So, hey, when I saw him doing that, I bought a massage gun. So again, every time somebody taught me anything new, I would apply it in the best way that I could. So I bought the massage gun, and when I was home, I would walk around my condo flat, hardwood floors, and I would have it. I mean, I'm sure my partner, Michael, got so tired of seeing me with that thing, constantly just walking. I couldn't do it in the hall. It was too embarrassing. But I would just walk up and down the condo. Okay, so I did that. Then I just, I've never been an essential oil person, just never really understood that whole concept. But again, I would have done anything. So I got essential oils. I talked to someone who's in my Facebook group, actually, in the Age Well group, and this is what she does, and she's a nurse. So she was she was so knowledgeable. I love this woman. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what can you do? So she fixed me up with these oils, and you mix them and all that. And then in addition to that, she gave me, I purchased them. She didn't give them. But anyway, then I purchased a couple of other things that I could use. Now, whether or not, the essential oils really work, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what worked here. I'm just telling you, in the end, altogether it worked. So I had the essential oils, and oh my gosh, I had a heating pad. So I'd put the oil on my leg. And then I would it's a back. I had a heating pad for your back that would be, like a long one. And even though you're not supposed to wrap it, I'd put the oil on my leg, and I would just wrap around my thigh. And then it would even hurt, like I said, all the way down to my foot. So I would wrap my calf next with essential oils on there. So I was doing that at the same time. Remember, I'm using that massage gun anytime I can, and I'm using it all over my leg, all the way down. Here when I'm walking, and all the way down when I was just sitting. I'd be sitting at my desk, and I would just do it. And then at night before I went to bed, that was my companion. I would take it and do my whole leg. And if it was a trigger point that felt really, like, oh, that needs some help, I would just hold it there. Okay, that's my massage gun. Okay, essential oils. And then the other thing I did was I walked all the time. Once I could, well, let me tell you what happened. When I would walk 3 or 4 steps and get that seized up where I couldn't move, it hurt so bad. Like I said, I would literally be like on the verge of tears. My eyes would be tearing up. I would get on the floor. I won't do it now because I'll disappear from the camera, but get on the floor and get as close as I could to child's pose. So that's a yoga pose. If you don't know it, look it up online. It's called child's pose. I'm sure many of you do know it. But anyway, you just kind of get down in a fetal position, but on the floor facing forward. And so I couldn't totally ball up because it was too painful, but I could get down as close as I could, and I would stay there. And then it would release a little bit. Then I would get a little tighter in my child's pose, and it would release a little bit. And, I'd be breathing hard. I mean, my partner would be like, oh my gosh, I've never heard you. I mean, because, that's some serious pain when you're like breathing. Oh, oh, oh. I mean, that's how I was breathing. It was crazy. But anyway, child's pose, I think, helped in the beginning because I didn't have to do it much after. But when it was really seizing up, I would just get down on the floor. If you can't get on the floor, then do your excuse me, ladies. I got to turn that off. I thought it was off. Do your stretch down there in the floor. And then I want to tell you, I kept this up for months. Whatever I could do. Finally, after 12 sessions at PT, I said, you know what? I know what to do. I'm going to do it. I've been doing it anyway. So I went home. I said, I don't need any more sessions. And I said, you have any words of wisdom? I'd already asked like maybe 2 weeks before, do you think I can start working out? But they said yes, but no hills. So I could do the treadmill, or I could do no, I couldn't do the elliptical. It hurt too bad. But anyway, I could do the treadmill and I could walk. So remember, I'd found a flat path around my house, so I got up to like 3 miles that I could walk. I mean, not all at once. It would be a little bit, mile here, mile here, mile here. So ultimately, the good news is that in time, it took about, like I said, 5 months. But every time I would do these things, it would get better and lessen and lessen, the pain would lessen. I could walk further. In the beginning, like I said, 3 steps, 7 steps, 10 steps, and I would be counting 50 steps. Today I did 200 steps. I mean, it would be amazing that I could walk 200 steps without pain, right? And then, of course, the pain would come back. But over time, I was able to really reduce the pain doing all these things I did. And ultimately, I got down and I had, I would say, about 25% of the sciatica was still with me. So I can, I'm able to walk more. I think probably at this point I was probably trying to walk 5 miles. Because they say you have to walk, even though it feels like you don't want to. If you can take more than 3 steps or 7 steps, if that's all you can take, then do those. And then in a minute, get up and do them again. Also, if I was sitting at my desk, I would turn my timer on my phone, and I would only sit there for like 45 minutes, and I would get up and walk because I didn't know. Sitting is not good for sciatica, and so I wanted to be sure that, I was walking as much as I could during the workday. So in the end, though, I had about 25% left of I would, guesstimate, of the sciatica, and I went to the last doctor I went to, an acupuncturist. Now, I had done acupuncture in the past, so I do believe in that form of medicine. And so I went and I told her, thinking that maybe I would do 6 sessions or at least 3, right? And so she said, well, tell me where it hurts. And so, I told her the story. And then, she said, and the funny thing with sciatica is for most people, it starts here. It only got here for me in the beginning. I would feel it a little bit. For me, mostly it settled in my hip and went all the way down to my ankle. And sometimes that part of my leg would be in more pain than any other part of my body. So it was either my hip or my lower leg that would hurt the most for me. I'm sure everybody's got their own, trigger points on their bodies. But anyway, she said, okay, so she, put the needles in me. She says, I'm going to put a needle in you, and when I find exactly where it needs to be, you're going to feel like you've been, got a little electric shock. I said, okay, do it. I didn't care. Remember, I had 25% and I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of all of it. So she did that. And then she, I laid there for a while. Then she told me to go, and once this is over, take Epsom salt bath. So I did that night, and then I did it for the next couple of weeks. I thought, well, if one Epsom salt bath is good, more would be better, right? So I did that, and then ultimately the pain lessened and lessened, and I started walking more and more. I mean, now I do about, I can do 5 miles. I mean, I like to do about 5 miles, and I'm able to do hills again. Yes, this, at the end, I started tentatively doing a little bit of a hill, see what happens, a little bit of a hill, and now I'm back to my full walking workout with hills. Okay, that is how I got rid of my sciatica. It took a long time, and it took a lot of diligence. It took, applying everything I learned all the time to it, but it worked. So I hope that helps you. Let me know if it helps you. I would love to hear from you. Or if you've got other tips that other people can relate, can learn from, that would be fantastic, because, yes, we have to help each other with this. Okay, ladies, take care. Live well.